going on, dudes and dudettes? So, yes, ex-Duke player who's with the New York Knicks right now, RJ Barrett, went off a couple days before Christmas, going for 44 points. A lot of them were three-point shots and not that many big-time dunks, so wasn't able to get footage of it, but yes, he did score 44 points. It was very efficient. Hopefully he can't continue it, but it always seems like he ends up getting lost in the mix or in the rotation, and then the ball never comes to him, but definitely looked good in that game the other day. And when it comes to USC linebacker Tuasivi Nomura, it's actually from out here pretty close to where I'm at in Centennial High School is where he went. He's actually entering the transfer portal from USC. I know he had a pretty solid year. He did play quite a bit. Didn't have that many great stats, but he's been there at least 2 or 3 years now and probably saw the writing on the wall that he wasn't going to get much playing time with the type of linebackers that are coming in. But good luck to him. Nothing but good vibes from him. Nothing, like no ill will towards him in his next stop. Just like how I always say, as long as it's not UCLA or Notre Dame, then I'm all good with it. But yes, good luck to him because he was one of the Warriors this year. I think one time during a game he had like a bone sticking out of his hand. Still played like 2 or 3 more plays after that, came off, and then he had to get it all wrapped up and everything and still finish the game. It was a crazy thing that he ended up doing, but yes, he did do it. Then Jayson Tatum went off on Christmas Day against the Bucks, ended up going with 41 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists, including that big old poster dunk on Giannis Antetokoumpo that you're looking at right now with those highlights. And yes, it was really nice to see. I forgot that he did dunk on Giannis one time before. I think it was like a chase down block Giannis was trying to do a couple years back, but this is the second time he's been victim to a Tatum poster. Obviously Tatum, the ex-Duke player. So yes, congrats to him. I just don't like seeing the Celtics win, but like I always say, as long as he gets really good stats, especially scoring a 40-piece, and that's all good from here. Then when it comes to the USC defensive lineman Tyrone Talani, he apparently is going to be returning once again to USC for what seems to be a final year. I don't know if he is like officially how many years left he does have, but he is a pretty older player. He's like 25, 26 already. Usually when you leave college, you're about 22, 23. But I think he did start like playing rugby before he got to college, so that's why he's a little bit older. But USC definitely needs some of those bigger guys on the defensive line, so I'm not too mad about this. He will be most likely a reserve type of player anyways, but we'll see how well he develops after this off season coming up. When it comes to Kevin Porter Jr., an ex-USC player for the Houston Rockets right now, he did go off the other day as well with 36 points, 7 rebounds, and 9 assists, so almost a triple-double. And I forgot who they were playing, but it was the Chicago Bulls, so he was playing against a couple of another ex-USC players on that team as well. But yes, he kind of comes and goes a bit more, kind of like an RJ Barrett, where they'll have these games where they blow up points-wise and stats-wise, and then they kind of just do average stuff under 20 points for the most part. But we'll see. I don't know if he could really be traded to a contender team and, help out like that unless he's like the 6th man off the bench, because he does seem like he needs the ball in his hands quite a bit in order to make plays, not only for himself but his team. So we'll see what happens in the future, but overall, yes, a great game by him. And the other day, yes, the Lakers did lose on Christmas Day to Dallas, even though they were winning for quite a bit of that game. But I guess LeBron did make history during that game and before. I guess it's the most games played by a player on Christmas Day, because obviously it's not the NBA unless you show LeBron James' team on Christmas Day. And then also, I believe he has now scored the most points by a player during the Christmas Day game. So I guess that's some type of congratulations, but with the loss to Dallas, it does hurt a little bit. Even though like the Lakers didn't really fall that much in the standings, it still sucks that you did lose on Christmas Day. So maybe next year, probably not put the Lakers on Christmas Day, please, Commissioner. And when it comes to A top defensive lineman in the transfer portal from Western Michigan, Braden Fisk. It's pretty much down to USC, Florida State, and Notre Dame, I believe. But he recently said the other day that he was committing to Florida State, so it does suck for USC. They missed out on a really talented dude, but I know they're still trying to get after this guy from Oklahoma State, another Oklahoma State defensive player, and Trace Ford, who's really big, solid defensive lineman as well. I don't know how productive he was, but just size and athleticism-wise, he does look like he's a good enough fit for Alex Grinch's defensive line. So hopefully he's still out there. I know he's still been posting pics of his LA trip that he was here a couple weeks back, and then also he's still hanging out with his ex Oklahoma State player and the linebacker Mason Cobb, who's already enrolled at USC. So you never know. Hopefully that is a positive sign. He will be signing with USC soon, but we will see. Then when it comes to, yes, the Chargers, they were playing Monday Night Football last night against the Colts and ended up getting that victory 20-3. So they didn't really explode offensively. So luckily their defense stood up for them. They got like at least 2 to 3 picks in the first half or something like that. And they did really well. And they had a lot of great sacks as well throughout the game, being able to stop the Colts and only limiting them to 3 points. But it is kind of weird because you kind of look at Herbert's stat line, and I think he still threw for over 300 yards, but I think he only may have had 1 touchdown, and that was pretty much it. So kind of waiting for him to explode as far as stats-wise, but I mean, he's still able to, in these type of games, still win, especially if Austin Eckler and Joshua Kelly, the running backs, are still able to do their job. But either way, it is still kind of worrying just because, yes, they did finally clinch a playoff spot as of yesterday's win. So they could lose their next 2 games or whatever, how many games are left, and still make the playoffs no matter what. And I think they might want to do that anyways, even though it might be like bad. It might be not a good thing to play bad going into the playoffs, but I think you will get matched up with Jacksonville Jaguars, who are not as good of a team, even though they did beat the Chargers earlier this season. But I do not want to face, whether it's Buffalo, Kansas City, or Cincinnati as well in the first round. And you're most likely going to be on the road in those environments, and most likely really cold conditions, most likely snowing as well. So either way, rather save that for another week after. But I don't know. The Chargers have they have Denver coming up, and I think the Rams as well, who just annihilated Denver on Christmas Day, but they are still not a great team either. So the Chargers could easily win those games as well. And then you never know the seeding in the end, because those other top teams could end up resting their players and then end up losing their games and moving around, doing some magical, or no, is it musical chairs? Yeah, musical chairs up there with the playoff seeding. So you never know, but we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, I think it's like the first time since like 2017 or 18, I forget what year it was, when they went with Anthony Lynn in his like first or second year. But yeah, it's been a while. And they also did get a victory against Baltimore that first round, and then ended up losing the next game. But overall, we'll see how it goes. So yeah, thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. I am pre-recording this before the Lakers game tonight against Orlando, and if they do end up winning, then I will show those highlights and talk about them a little bit later today and post a video tomorrow. Either way, the video is getting posted tomorrow, but it could be with or without this whole long spiel about if they did win or not. Said I'd do a quick insert on the end of this video if the Lakers did beat the Magic tonight, and of course they did. Luckily, they were able to keep around a 10-point lead most of the time. Russell Westbrook had a triple-double. LeBron had over 20 points, a near triple-double as well, and another big, nice dunk there, as you saw in the highlights. But yes, overall, nice victory on the road. I think they come back, play Atlanta or something like that. Even hearing that there might be trade talks about Trae Young getting traded at some point, or maybe he's unhappy there and could end up on the Lakers. Pretty crazy. As long as they give up Westbrook for him, I'm okay with that. But he is kind of like an enigma type of player. I don't like watching, but he is pretty talented nonetheless. But either way, Lakers get the victory. Like I said, thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Yes, like I said, thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.